This is severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance agent Jamie Dukas, the venue at 5 Points Farms, and by Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wadowrie. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, here's Dr. Don.
Yeah, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. It is 4:33 Central, 5:33 Eastern on your Saturday, August 12, 2023. Watching some pretty strong thunderstorms across East Alabama and West Georgia. We have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect until 6 p.m. this evening for East Alabama and West Georgia. And we have a couple of new products just issued. First, the National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement. This is going to be for Clay, Cleburne, and Randolph counties of East Alabama. That is going to be for a line of strong thunderstorms that's moving southeast, basically from the I-20 corridor down to the southeast. Here's the verbiage on that special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact portions of Randolph, Talladega, southeastern Cleburne, and Clay through 5 p.m. At 4:31, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from near Muscadine to near Waldo. Movement was to the east at 20 miles per hour. Wind gust of 50 miles per hour is going to be the main danger with this particular line of thunderstorms. Now, again, that could go severe at any moment, so we'll watch and see if they pull that trigger. Also, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. This is going to be for Southern Chambers and for Lee County. Severe thunderstorm warning for Lee County in East Central Alabama and Southern Chambers County in East Central Alabama until 5:45. At 4:30, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Casita to near Notasulga, moving to the southeast at 20 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gust will be the main threat with this particular storm. And you see that storm there lined up now across extreme southern Chambers County, back over toward Waverly, and it's moving to the southeast. So that's headed to Auburn, that's headed to Opelika, and then we have a special weather statement over here in Tallapoosa County, also about to move into extreme western sections of Lee County. So Notasulga, you kind of got a 1-2 punch there. That first one is a little bit to your east, but this one coming out of Tallapoosa County is going to move right over the Notasulga area. So once again, the two main features that we're concerned about would be that severe thunderstorm warning down there in Lee County, and also this special weather statement for this storm moving across extreme northern, northeastern, or northwestern, I should say, Clay County, southern Cleburne, about to move down into Randolph County. The rain, the heaviest stuff, really stretching from up there around Buchanan down to around Tallapoosa, then right across I-20 into southern Cleburne, and then back over into extreme northwestern Clay, and right along the stair step there between Talladega and Clay County this afternoon. So heads up, you're over here on Lake Wedowee. It's been a pretty afternoon for the most part, but now we have a strong thunderstorm headed your way. So if you're on Lake Wedowee, the best idea here would be to clear the area. So go ahead and get out of the lake. Go ahead and head back to the dock and secure your boat. If it's safe, you can go ahead and get the boat out of the water, but this is going to be in there in about 15 or 20 minutes. So you're going to want to get off the water over here on Lake Wedowee. No question about that. I believe we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning that touches Carroll. Yes, we do. This is going to be for the northeastern corner of Carroll County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for a storm up there just north of Temple. That's headed toward Douglasville, so weather conditions are going to go downhill quickly out here on I-20. If you happen to be at Six Flags this afternoon, go ahead and start headed to your car, because this is not going to end quickly. This is going to be over Six Flags for quite some time, and there's a good bit of lightning involved in this, so you don't want to get caught out in it. So that's what we're looking at right now. We've got that special weather statement for northern Clay, most of Randolph, southeastern Cleburne. Also a special weather statement for extreme eastern Talladega. Then another special weather statement back toward Birmingham. Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Chambers and Lee County. Special weather statement for southern Tallapoosa County. And then we do have a shower over here in Troop, just southeast of LaGrange. That's moving away from downtown LaGrange, though. Big thunderstorms east of Atlanta, headed out I-20. If you're over there in Greensboro, heads up. Covington, big thunderstorm about to move over your area. Big thunderstorm up here near Athens, though it's not severe at the moment. We have another big thunderstorm sitting up here on I-85 right there at the South Carolina-Georgia state line. And we have rain continuing up here in northeast Georgia, though it's not severe at the moment. All right, so let's see if we have any questions over here in the chat room. Agnes is watching us in Roanoke. Good to see you, Miss Agnes. Shirley is watching us this afternoon. Paula is watching us in Woodland. Let's see what else we got here. Power is out in Edwardsville. Those are the reports that we've got so far. A lot of questions this afternoon about this. We've got Billy Dean set to take the stage tonight at Warren Sewell Field in Woodland, Alabama for the annual Vern Fest. You guys will remember last year Vern Fest was canceled due to severe thunderstorms in the area. And we've already had one strong storm move through the Woodland locations up there about 2-3 hours ago. And we have another one headed that way now. Big storm setting just north of Woodland at the moment. That is moving southeast, so that'll move right over downtown Woodland and the football stadium. But it is, we're looking at 5:40, so gates opened about 40 minutes ago. This is going to be another tough night, I'm afraid, for Vern Fest at Warren Sewell Field. It's going to take every bit of an hour, maybe an hour and a half to get all of this stuff through Randolph County. But the good news is behind that, there's not anything going on. So let's put this in motion. And you'll see it is moving on off to the southeast. Let me check the... it's moving east-southeast at about 20 miles per hour. So let me do some rough calculations here right quick. All right, so this is Woodland. To get to the back side of this, it's about 34 miles. So, you know, conceivably hour and a half, I think we're done with all of this. Unless something redevelops on the back side. So the back side of it's about 34 miles away, and it's moving east-southeast at about 20 miles per hour. So you can do the math there, about an hour 15, hour 20 minutes. I believe this storm system will have cleared the Woodland area. Of course, we were hopeful of that last year and ended up storming all night long, I think, if I remember correctly. Brandon, don't know the answer to that question because everything's working fine on this end. Mary says she can't see map either. Y'all can't see the radar? Oh, that was the Vern Fest thing. It's down now. All right, so let me go back and run that again. Sorry about that. This is a one-man show, and so sometimes I get caught up in what I'm talking about, and I forget to switch back to certain things. But let me run this again for you. All right, so this is Woodland, the backside of the storms up here around I-20. So depending where you want to draw this line to, maybe only 22 miles back there to the end of the storm. So maybe an hour. If we take this other stuff into consideration over here back toward Pell City, that's about 38 miles. So I think probably within the next hour to hour and a half, we may be able to clear this stuff out of Woodland. Now, what we've got to be careful about in our planning, if you look over here by Leeds, these storms are moving more east than southeast, so that could end up coming right across northern Randolph County as well. So let's do a worst case scenario on when the rain will be gone. There's the backside of that. That's about 67 miles out. So worst case scenario, 2 hours, I think. Best case scenario, an hour. So let's call it between 1 and 2 hours before we get completely cleared out, I think, up in the Woodland area, unless there's redevelopment. That's always possible. And so we're looking at this 444, anywhere between, between 6 and 7. I think we'll start clearing things out in Woodland, which is going to be just about right on time. So if you have tickets, or if you don't have tickets and you're going to buy them there, and you're planning on going to VernFest, go ahead and go. You may have to sit in your automobile for a minute until the rain completely stops, but I think there's a decent chance that we'll get the show underway by about 7, maybe 7:30 at the latest. Right now, I would highly suggest that you not be inside the stadium. If you are there now, I would suggest going back to your automobile and ride this storm out in your automobile because of the lightning. Again, if you're just joining us, we're covering some strong thunderstorms for you this afternoon across East Alabama and West Georgia. All right, folks, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave the screen up. I'm trying to get our lightning output to populate on the screen. We're in the process of switching to a new system, and I'm just working the bugs out of it right now. So I've got to take a quick break to try to get that started, and then I will be right back with you here on Dr. Don's Weather. So stay with us. Our severe weather coverage continues on Dr. Don's Weather.
You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com.
Okay, Dr. Don back in here with you on your Saturday afternoon as we head toward 4:50 p.m. on the central side of the time zone, watching a strong thunderstorm across East Alabama and West Georgia this afternoon. Rain moving back into the Woodland area as we get set for the Vern Fest, which is going to be taking place there this evening. We're hopeful that by 7:15, maybe 7:30, we'll have all this rain out based on what we're looking at the moment. Now, there's no way to predict if something else is going to develop, but it does look like that the leading edge of this, or the backside of this, is beginning to push to the southeast, and we're not seeing any other development back up here in North Alabama. So I think I think there's a good possibility that by between 7 and 7:30, we'll have all the rain through the Woodland area. But in the meantime, it's about to storm there pretty good. So don't be hanging around outside. You need to go back to your automobile. You're perfectly safe there. This is not a tornado setup, but there could be some pretty significant lightning involved in it, and you're safe in your automobile from lightning. You're sitting on those rubber tires. You're good to go. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning down here for Southern Chambers and Lee County. Big thunderstorm rolling in from the northwest there. Let's see if we can get a shot at this. All right, that's looking back toward downtown from Sanford Hall, and you can certainly see it's kind of breezy there. And look at that. It's real breezy. Look at the trees blowing around back there in the background. The camera is actually shaking on the pole, and it's getting pretty dark there at Toomer's Corner looking back towards Sanford Hall. dark skies, and that storm is certainly about to move into the Auburn-Opelika area there. And the heaviest part of it's going to be back toward Opelika. So even though it's about to rain pretty good there in Auburn, the strongest part of the storm is going to be over toward Opelika. You can see that's Auburn right there. And that camera was looking back to the southwest. And you could see how dark it was, but the heaviest part of the storm is just north of Opelika, moving to the east-southeast. New severe thunderstorm warning for Carroll County now. The National Weather Service out of Birmingham, and this is often the case. This is just often the case. They're issuing severe thunderstorm warnings for the same line of storms that Birmingham is issuing special weather statements for. So Atlanta is saying these storms are worthy of severe thunderstorm warnings, which is a higher classification than what Birmingham's giving it, because Birmingham is showing special weather statements over here. But we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning now. This is going to be for Carroll County. It does include Carrollton. Stretches down to the Heard County, Carroll County line, and it's primarily going to be for this part of the storm. Bowden, this is knocking on your door. And the leading edge of it now is in Bowden and stretches all the way back up to I-20 up there at the Carrollton exit. The part of the storm that's in Alabama looks just as significant as what we're seeing in Georgia. But again, the Weather Service in Birmingham is going with a special weather statement down here in southeastern Cleburne, Randolph, and back into Clay County. Most of Clay is in pretty good shape except from maybe Lineville North. And then up there in northwest Randolph County, we've got some very heavy rainfall. And then perhaps the strongest part of this is out ahead of the line of storms, and it's right there at Woodland. We're showing a 100% chance of hail and a 30% chance that we have quarter-sized hail in this particular part of the storm. Now, Wedowee, that's just northeast of you. If you leave Wedowee and go up 48, you're going to run right into it. So if you're down here in Wedowee, I advise you not drive toward Woodland at the moment. Let's let this stuff clear out. Now, this is moving southeast, so it's headed down to the Big Springs area. It's going to run right across the ridge, and it's going to end up over here in East Randolph before heading toward Franklin. So if you're over here on County Road 87, anywhere on the eastern side of Randolph County, you're about to catch a pretty good thunderstorm. You folks in Roanoke, the part that's coming through Woodland right now will not affect you. That will end up over in Heard County. What you'll need to be looking at is this stuff back here by Lineville. And it's not particularly strong at the moment. It certainly could change before it gets to you, but I would be watching the part of the storm near Lineville, maybe back down toward Ashland. That's what will end up coming through Roanoke in about 30 minutes or so. But things are already clearing up there around Talladega. They're in pretty good shape now, probably for the rest of the evening as well, because everything around Birmingham is sinking southeast. So on the I-20 corridor north, you're okay now. Likely you will not see any more rain or thunderstorm activity this evening. And as soon as we can push this stuff through Clay County and Randolph County and back over here at Heard County, the same thing's going to hold for you. I don't see anything behind this line of storms. So I think the rest of the night's going to be okay. So at this moment, my confidence level is pretty high that Vernfest should be a go. I don't see any reason to pull the plug on that just yet. Let's give it at least another hour to see if this trend continues. And quite honestly, right now, I see no evidence of anything that would make me change my mind on that. I think we're going to be good by 7 or 7:30. Cindy says lightning and thunder is pretty impressive in the Woodland area. Clay County, if you're behind the line of storms, you are. If you're up there in the, if you're over there on the western side, northwest of Ashland, Lineville, up there close to the Talladega County line on the northwest side of Clay County, yeah, you're pretty much in the clear. This thing coming across Vincent back over here west of Talladega, we'll have to kind of watch and see if it slips on in there, but it should continue southeast. I wouldn't say that Clay County is completely in the clear just yet, but you're working on it. It won't be long. Marianne says heavy rain, thunder, lightning, and wind close to Flat Rock. And that's that area coming at you right there. Again, I told you everybody about 30 minutes ago to go ahead and get off of Lake Wedowee. And that includes you folks there at Flat Rock. You don't need to be out there with all of this lightning that's headed your way. It's going to be pretty intense. So you want to get off the water. You want to get off that slab of that rock out there. That's not good protection. Those little picnic coverings out there at Flat Rock is not going to protect you if you've got lightning dancing around you. You need to get in at the very least, you need to be in your automobiles. I'm not saying you have to leave, but I'd get in my automobile until this electrical storm passes because you're much safer in your automobile than you are out there on the water. All right, folks, your screen's going to go black just for a second. I have got to restart. Okay. And bear with me just a second here. We're trying to get our lightning set up on here. All right. Check a couple of things here. We've got some new advisories coming in. Okay, we just caught a severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph County. Not sure the folks over in Birmingham may not be listening to me this afternoon. But they have gone ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph County. There you go. So most definitely right over Flat Rock Park, right over Lake Wedowee. That's the strongest part of this storm. Also over there on the eastern side, just south of Woodland, pretty strong as well. But the warning is going to be for this entire area, from Graham back over to around maybe Pine Tucky, and then back down the western side of Randolph County to a point just north of Wadley, maybe right there at Corinth. And then this is going to move off to the southeast. We'll put this in motion so you can kind of get a feel for the way it's moving. And I must say it's intensifying as it moves to the southeast at the same time. So this is a very strong thunderstorm. You want to go ahead and take cover. You don't want to be outside. And yeah, I do believe that this is probably going to end up moving through Roanoke, especially down here on the south end of this. The stronger part of this storm may end up moving right over Roanoke. Again, if you just joined us, the National Weather Service just issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph County until 5:45 p.m. this afternoon. At 5:01 p.m., severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from Ranburne to near Malone, moving to the east at 15 miles per hour. Now, that's a little slower than earlier, so this is going to be putting down a tremendous amount of rain, especially where you see the pinks and the real dark red. And that's where the heaviest rain is going to be. And we don't have a tremendous amount of lightning involved in this, though there is some out there. So you gotta take this storm serious and go inside, get away from it. Most of the lightning right now is back up just north. Well, actually, it's probably right there along 48 now. We'll put it in motion. You can see that we have another cell developing just north of Roanoke. So you folks down here in the city, get ready. You've got the big cell right there just north of Roanoke that's coming down Highway 431, and then the whole leading edge of this line of storms that prompted the Weather Service to issue a severe thunderstorm warning is also moving directly toward Roanoke. Then we have this piece that's running out ahead of the main line that is going to continue moving south-southeast. That's going to catch you folks over here in Rock Mills, up toward Weehadkee, up Center Chapel. Really strong thunderstorm now, about to move into central and southern Randolph County. Gully Washer, it's swag. Bad wind, lots of rain with tons of lightning and thunder, and the storm was not as strong in Swag as it is right now south of Highway 48 moving toward Roanoke. So I'm telling you folks in Roanoke, this is going to be one heck of a storm about to move into the city of Roanoke. Also, I'm seeing reports of a very nice shelf cloud. So if you're in Roanoke looking back into this storm, it looks like the world is about to come to an end. That is what's called a shelf cloud that has now developed. And that's very common with a line of thunderstorms. But this thing is just going to be a big, huge column of rolling clouds. It looks like it comes almost to the ground. You got the sun setting behind it over to your left. You're looking back to the northwest, and you see this thing coming. It's going to be scary looking, and right there along the leading edge of it is where the strongest winds are going to be, and they could potentially be up around 60 miles per hour. So heads up, Roanoke, this is about to move into your area, and you're most likely going to see some power outages down there on the south end of the county. Storming now up at Tin Shop. Molly, this won't last long. It's moving about 15 to 20 miles per hour, so 30 minutes, we're done. Jessica says it's just awful in Carrollton right now. And we can see that. It's part of the same line that's about to move into Wedowee and Roanoke. It's also moving through Carrollton at the same time. We have a severe thunderstorm warning up there for Carroll County as well, and the Weather Service issuing another severe thunderstorm warning downstream from that same line of storms. So this line of storms that's been sitting up there on I-20 for the last couple of 2 or 3 hours has now gone severe, and the Weather Service is warning for every county along that line of storms as the line sinks to the southeast. When is Opelika done? Yeah, you got that storm in there right now. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning down there in Lee County also. About 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, that storm moves out, but we got to see what happens with this lineup here in Clay and Randolph, because it's coming your way too. You're likely going to see another line of storms a little later on this evening down there in Opelika, down there in Lee County. Lynette, you've got that storm just south of you. And again, the storms that you see up here in Randolph back into Clay, all of that's moving moving east-southeast. So odds are pretty good you're going to see another line of storms before the night's over with. Reports that it's getting pretty rough up here in Wedowee as well. 60-mile-per-hour winds and 3/4-inch sized hail will be the main threat with the storms up there in Randolph, the storms in Carroll, and the storms down in Lee County. If you're just joining us, we have severe thunderstorm warnings now covering Carroll County, Randolph County, and down into Lee County. It did cover part of extreme southern Chambers, but they've since trimmed the polygon because that storm is exclusively in Lee County as it moves off to the southeast toward Columbus, Phoenix City, heads up down there with this storm coming out of Auburn in Opelika. LaGrange, you need to be paying attention to the Randolph County storm because it is moving east-southeast. Most likely will move across central Heard County and then probably down to the LaGrange area, if I had to guess. We'll rock it back and forth. Looking at that motion, I would say yes. I would anticipate a severe thunderstorm warning at any moment now for Heard County. And we may end up seeing one for Chambers, at least the northern part of Chambers. And we may catch one for Northern Troop. Okay, Miss Agnes, that's probably a smart thing to do. Be safe. Shannon said the lightning's pretty rough up there, the Tin Shop Potash area. I am seeing some reports of trees in areas where this line has already moved through. I mean, I don't see a tremendous amount of damage reports, but I am seeing a few trees down here and there. But now this storm hasn't been this strong all afternoon. It has just gone severe. Billy says the storm just came through Fox Creek, Cragford area. But Billy, it has intensified since then. It's very, very strong now over in Randolph County. That's what's prompted that severe thunderstorm warning. The heaviest part of the storm is southwest of Wedowee and also southeast of Wedowee. We have two different areas there that are very strong at the moment. Now, I mean, it is pouring in Wedowee. We've got heavy rain all up through the Ava community, back up toward Newell and Woodland and up in the Graham area, and then over on the eastern side of the county, all down Highway 87, very heavy rainfall too. Now we've got a storm cell that's just developed right on top of Wadley, and that looks pretty strong also. That's given us a 100% chance of hail and a 50% chance that we have $50 hail right there on top of downtown Wadley. Yes, we just caught that severe thunderstorm warning for Heard County. Did I call that one? We got Heard County in part of Troop. It's going to be up there on the northeast corner, Hogansville back to Franklin, back over to Moreland is the warning. But hang in there, Troop. Your turn's coming. I really think the rest of Troop County's probably, and I think Northern Chambers and Troop will probably be the next two to go under a severe thunderstorm warning because, as often is the case, as the storm grows to the south, that's where the heaviest part of the storm is. That energy transfers to the tail end of the storm because there's nothing out there to impede the inflow notch. So you've got winds coming in down here on the south end. So the south end of this storm just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And right now, that part of the storm that's developing right there on top of Wadley is among the strongest part of this storm, and Wadley is just outside of that severe thunderstorm warning. So I anticipate a new severe thunderstorm warning. It may catch northern Tallapoosa, northern Chambers, and probably Troop County, if I had to guess. Torrential rainfall now from Wedowee all the way down to Crystal Lake. Back across County Road 26 down to Highway 22. And then on the right-hand side of that, up there across the ridge, just copious amounts of rainfall on the east side of Randolph County. That's moving south. Rain is moving into Roanoke at the moment. Very soon we'll have heavy rainfall out there at Rock Mills all the way back to the Georgia state line. And then very strong portion of that storm also in Heard County from central Hatchie back to the Alabama state line. That's also moving east-southeast, so heads up Franklin. This is about to be right on top of you as well. Things are improving up there in Carroll County. Look at this thing over here in Talladega County, though. That's becoming a nasty-looking storm there that's going to be moving off to the east-southeast. So that may rotate into portions of Clay, especially the southwestern corner of Clay County. Heads up Alexander City. I know you've been pretty much out of it today, but you got a line coming your way. And we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in Lee County, but now they've trimmed the polygon to the southern end, maybe south central end of Lee, back over to the Georgia state line. Auburn, Opelika, you're okay down there for now. Susie says it's clearing up at the moment at East Alabama Medical Center in Opelika, and that's what I'm showing on radar. So y'all should be getting a little Little relief down there. It should not be nearly as hot as it was, though it's still going to be muggy. Angel says that she lives on the Alabama-Georgia state line at Graham. She's up there close to Bucktown. And things should be improving for you pretty quickly. If you're in this general area, you'll see the backside of it's already cleared Ranburne, and it's moving your way, the back edge of it. So you should be in much better shape in just a few moments. Woodland, you've still got heavy rain, an occasional stroke of lightning, but the severe threat has shifted way down here to the south of Woodland. I would not be concerned about anything severe, though you do still have some heavy rain. The back edge of the heavy rain is just a few miles to your northwest. I mean, the back edge of the rain's about 11 miles to your northwest. So it won't be long. Things will start to improve quickly here in Woodland. And there's nothing else up there at the moment. I mean, I'll zoom way out, and you can see all the way up into Tennessee. There's nothing else coming for the Woodland area, so I think that's good news for VernFest. I think you may actually be able to start VernFest on time, the way things look now. So we got a special weather statement coming for Tallapoosa and Chambers. So instead of severe thunderstorm warnings, they're going to issue a special weather statement, and it'll populate in just a few moments for northern Tallapoosa and northern Chambers. That's on the way. The green triangle with the 1 means that's a hail marker. And what that does is it tells me that's where the most likely area of hail is located. And if you zoom in and you see that green triangle with the 1 in it, that's probably the hail right there. Where you see the pink. And then down here around Wadley, there's a 1 with a triangle around it. And you see the pinks and the blues. The pinks, blues, then the next level up is white, and then the next is black inside the white. That's the absolute highest level of hail threat. So what this is telling me is there's a 100% chance of hail, okay? And then it's also giving me a 30% probability that the hail is of severe size. And for hail to be considered severe, it has to be at least 1 inch in diameter. So we have a 100% chance of hail of any size and a 30% chance that we have hail at least 1 inch in diameter. And that 1 inch in diameter correlates to quarter-sized hail. And that would be what we're looking at in this area to the northwest of Roanoke. Same thing down there near Wadley. And the rain has begun in Roanoke. We have the same thing over crossing the Georgia state line, though that marker is a little more intense. I've got a 100% chance of hail there. There's a 50% chance that it's at least 1 inch in diameter or larger. And the algorithm, the computer algorithm, is calculating that that hail is 1 1/4 inch in size, which is $50. And there comes your special weather statement. So they just went ahead and pretty much got north and central Chambers and north and central Tallapoosa. The difference between a special weather statement and a warning or a watch. A special weather statement is that's level 1. Hey, we got a strong thunderstorm here that is approaching severe limits. A severe thunderstorm warning is a severe thunderstorm, which that storm has to have winds in excess of 58 miles per hour. and hail at least 1 inch in diameter. Those are the two criteria to be a warning. Of course, a watch just simply means that conditions are favorable for the formation of severe thunderstorms. So it all starts with the watch, which we had several hours ago. And that's just saying, hey, look, be on the lookout. Top of mind awareness. We may have severe weather this afternoon. We're watching out for that possibility. Special weather statement, hey, we've got a strong thunderstorm, but it's below severe limits, but it may go severe. And then the next step up is the severe thunderstorm warning that's issued once the storm meets the criteria of at least 58-mile-per-hour winds and or 1 inch in diameter hail. So I hope that answered your question. You got a little Weather 101 this afternoon. Good question, Tanya. A lot of folks don't understand that. We don't do a really good job at teaching that kind of stuff anymore. And I love to have the opportunity when folks ask those kind of questions. I love to be able to explain that. So if you have any other questions, continue to ask them here or send me a message on Messenger. I'm more than happy to help you understand weather any way I possibly can. Because after all, that's how you stay safe. You have to understand, and it's not hard to understand, but you have to understand how weather works, or at least have a general understanding of how weather works to be able to protect yourself. And that's the whole key to being safe during severe weather is situational awareness and understanding what's going on around you and when it's time to seek shelter and go to your safe place and protect yourself and your family. And in order to do that without somebody screaming at you and telling you what to do, then you have to understand the general process of weather. And it's not hard. And I love to teach that. So y'all don't ever be bashful about asking questions about anything I'm talking about or anything you're seeing on the radar. You can ask those questions in the chat room, or like I said, just send me a message on Messenger. Be more than happy to explain it for you. Rain and thunder in Roanoke. I don't know if that's I think that's a radar anomaly right there. It could be, but it's really in too much of a straight line. If you go all the way, you can follow it all the way back to Peachtree City, and that's what we're looking at right now. So, no, I don't think that's a gust front. I think that's a blip on the radar. You do have a little gust front out here in front of this stuff coming through Roanoke, but this down here by Lynette. Let me switch to Montgomery and see if the radar doesn't crash, and it did. Yeah, no, that was not a gust front. Now, we do have one over here near Alexander City. That's definitely a gust front right there. Should be pretty windy in Alexander City right now. That's an outflow boundary from this line of storms up here around Goodwater. Doesn't look severe, but ought to be pretty breezy. Just going through Alexander City, coming up on Wind Creek State Park down there, about to get pretty breezy. Now, a lot of folks are camping this weekend. Why they're camping in this heat is beyond me, but they are. So it's going to get windy down there. Gust front over here below this storm just north of Clanton, Alabama also. All right, so now they're going to go with a severe thunderstorm warning for Chambers County. So brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. This is for actually, that's the special weather statement. Let's see if we've got the warning up here yet. All right, severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning for northern Chambers County and east central Alabama. At 5:25, a severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from 6 miles northeast of Crystal Lake to near Abanda, moving to the southeast at 20 miles per hour. Hazard with this storm is 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. So that's a new severe thunderstorm warning. See how that works. You go from special weather statement, and then the next level up, the next most serious, is the severe thunderstorm warning. Now that's what we have for northern Chambers County. It's in effect for 32, now 31 more minutes, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and hail up to 3/4 of an inch in size. And I'll take you down to street level. And, just northwest of 5 Points. I know some of you folks up here looking at the radar and they're saying, now, my town used to be on that screen, and it's not there now. I'm really surprised Miss Cecilia hasn't called me out on that down there in Pennon. Again, we're in the process of switching to a new system. And all the data, I've been trying to get this done for the last 2 days, and Mother Nature won't leave me alone long enough to be able to get everything transferred from the old system to the new system. So some of the data is not in there. So the points of interest are not on the radar just yet. But we'll get them in there after this round of storms, I hope. So there you go. Heavy thunderstorm now moving into northern Chambers. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for this part of the storm that's moving south-southeast. Heads up 5 Points, Buffalo, Standing Rock. This is headed your way. Down there at 5 Points at the venue at 5 Points Farms. One of our supporters down there. Heads up, you got a heavy storm coming your way. And then if you're over here on West Point Lake, just like I warned the folks up there on Lake Wedowee, if you're over here on West Point Lake, now is the time to seek shelter. Don't wait any longer. Don't stay in a mobile home or a camper or a tent. You want to be in your automobile. Best idea is to go to the designated shelter. In most parks, RV parks, will use their bathhouses for that. Know where that is if you're camping this weekend anywhere within the sound of my voice. But if you're over there on West Point Lake, now's the time to batten down the hatches. If you're camping in a tent, you may be fixing to have some problems because you got a pretty good gust front coming at you. But if you got anything outside that needs to be brought inside, now's the time to get that done and be prepared to shelter as this storm moves through. Going to have lots of lightning. It's going to be windy and torrential rainfall as this storm moves across Chambers County and then into West Troup County down there along West Point Lake. We also have some indication of some hail, possibly, around a quarter-sized, nickel to quarter-sized hail with some of these storms. And then, of course, we still have a good bit of lightning involved with this storm system also. Our storm down in Lee County has lost its severe thunderstorm warning, though it's raining pretty good and storming down there on 280 as you approach Phoenix City and Columbus, right there along the lake, crossing over into Georgia, down in extreme southwestern Harris County and northern portions of Columbus getting hit pretty hard. There's another nice gust front. You can see that one very well, stretching from Richland, Georgia, all the way back over to almost Union Springs, Alabama. Yeah, I know, Woodland. You wanting to know what's going on? Are you going to be able to have Vernfest tonight? And I want to tell you yes. But this stuff off to the west up here in Talladega County just won't slide south, and it's making me awfully nervous. It's weakening. That's one good thing. You'll notice I'll back it up. See how it's trying to pulsate strong right there. couple of loops, is strong again, then it dies out and it comes back again. It's cycling at the moment. Hopefully, once it gets over into Clay County, where we've had a lot of rain, it might just go ahead and fizzle out. Here's a storm report from the fire department in the area of Barfield. Trees down on power lines on State Lake Road at Highway 49. Road is blocked. So we've got trees down 3 miles west-northwest of Barfield in Clay County from a strong, from this thunderstorm when it moved through. That was reported by the fire department there in Clay County. And that's the only report I see in the general area of storm damage at the moment. Do not pay attention to that. Occasionally we have some anomalies, and that would be a tornado vortex signature, but it's in the wrong part of the storm. Now, if that purple triangle right there was down south of Wadley, maybe in this area here, I would be much more concerned. That's the wrong part of the storm for that to be any type of rotation taking place up there. So before someone asks me what the purple triangle is, I'll tell you that's a tornado vortex signature. That the algorithm, see the way all this works, that's not a human being telling me this. It's the computer algorithm. The computer looks at all the data that comes back from the radar, and it just does this massive amounts of calculations, and it tells me that's telling me what the computer thinks is going on. And in this particular case, the computer's 100% incorrect. Because that's not where a tornado would be in a storm structure of this nature. The tornado would be down here, maybe south of Daviston, but there's nothing down there. So that's an anomaly. You don't need to pay any attention to that. I started not to even say anything, but I was afraid somebody would see it and ask anyway. So there you go. Power just flickered, then came back on Highway 22 right at the Georgia line. Thank you, Kelly. LaGrange can hear thunder. Jackson is asking about Pennon, Lafayette area. Well, you got a very heavy thunderstorm coming at you. I mean, it's bearing down on you. There's 5 points. Should be moving. The rain should be moving into the Pennon area right now. And it is a severe thunderstorm warning, or you are under a severe thunderstorm warning, I should say. So you could expect, possibly see 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail up to 3/4 in diameter. Yeah, so right now, Opelika looks good. All of this stuff in Chambers is likely going to end up in Georgia before it makes it far enough south to affect Opelika. But you see all this activity around Sylacauga, south of Sylacauga, from Daviston to just north of Rockford, all the way back to Jemison. All that's coming in your general direction. Now, there's nothing severe in there. We don't have a line of storms in there. Do they fade away before they get to Opelika, or do they form another line? That's the $64 million question that nobody can answer. We're just going to have to watch this and see how it plays out. But you will see right there on the end of that loop, you'll notice that gust front building on the southwest flank of this line of storms from Daviston all the way back to Rockford. And that's likely a 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust that's taking place right there. And that's going to sweep off down to the southeast also. So just all you folks are out ahead of this, we understand you're seeing a pretty nasty looking cloud and a pretty gusty gust front that's coming down to the south of Alexander City. From Valley to Opelika should be, oh, yeah, if they leave in the next 15, 20 minutes, they'll run out ahead of it for sure, and should be fine. Still got a lot of thunder and lightning up here in Roanoke in northern Chambers County up into southern Randolph. A lot of lightning taking place all around the city of Roanoke. Maybe some hail there just south of downtown Roanoke. And you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. I would expect the severe threat to be just south of Roanoke now, but you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning there from Roanoke south. And that warning will continue until 5:45. So we've got about 6 more minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning for the city of Roanoke. And I think that's going to work out just right, because in about 5 or 6 minutes, the backside of that should be on down into Chambers. Then they'll let this severe thunderstorm warning expire. Heard County continues under a severe thunderstorm warning. All of Troup County now under a severe thunderstorm warning. And that is going to be valid. Let's see. 6:35, a severe thunderstorm was located over Glen, or 9 miles northeast of Stroud, moving to the southeast at 35 miles per hour. And this warning is in effect until 7:15 p.m. Eastern. So what I told you about 30 minutes ago is coming to fruition. What they've ended up doing, I thought they would go with a severe thunderstorm warning right off the bat, but they didn't. They issued the special weather statement for Tallapoosa and Chambers, but then they came back almost immediately and gave us a severe thunderstorm warning for Chambers, and now they've also added Troup County for this line of storms coming down out of Randolph, and the leading edge of it now is down about 5 points Alabama in Chambers County, and it's going to continue moving to the southeast. Again, I can't stress this enough. If you're over there on West Point Lake, you need to be headed to a place of safety. You do not need to be out on the water. You do not need to try to ride this out in an RV or a camper, certainly not a tent. You need to be in your automobile, and you need to be finding a place to be safe out of this weather until this line of storms moves through. Things will start improving up here in Woodland here pretty quick. Let me let this loop through. Yeah, we got this one little thing over here in Western Clay that's moving through, and that's not severe. I mean, that's not even strong. That's just light to maybe occasional moderate rain, and I think that's probably going to slip a little bit past south of Woodland. So, yeah, I'm still cautiously optimistic. That's a very good way to put my feelings right now. I'm cautiously optimistic that we are maybe seeing the last of the rain for the evening clear Woodland right now. So that would be good news for the Vern Fest. Billy Dean taking the stage tonight at Warren Sewell Field in Woodland. It's a secret. I can't tell you what I'm doing. No, I'll be more than happy to tell you what I'm doing. Send me a message on Messenger, though. I don't want to bore everybody with all the technical details, but I'll certainly be glad to go one-on-one with you on Messenger and tell you all about it. Answer any question you got. Misty says that it's pretty bad in Bacon Level. It's bad from just north of Lafayette, all the way back up to Roanoke, back over toward Bacon Level. Certainly Rock Mills, very heavy rainfall, lots of thunder and lightning taking place. This is 5 Points, Alabama, Roanoke, Alabama. It's West Georgia and East Alabama, Tom. We do special severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia due to the fact that they're sandwiched in between Birmingham and Atlanta television. And neither of those major markets will do severe weather coverage for rural East Alabama and rural West Georgia, though they cover Georgia a little better than they do East Alabama. Because, I mean, it's rural parts of Alabama and Georgia, and you have millions of people in the Birmingham and Atlanta market, and so it is what it is. And I lived down there for 22 years and was on the radio for a long time, and can now provide that live severe weather coverage that you guys deserve. So that's why we're here, Tom. You know, we're on social media, so we broadcast all over the world. So a lot of times we get folks in here from different parts of the country or different parts of the world that are trying to figure out exactly where we are and what we're doing. And we always appreciate those questions and love to talk to folks from other parts of the country and around the world. Yeah, things will start improving in Rock Mills here pretty quick, Megan. It's not going to last long at all. No, I do not think it'll intensify. I think what you've got in Rock Mills is pretty much what you're going to get. No question, the heaviest part of this storm is south of Rock Mills. Absolutely, the heaviest part of this now is from east central Tallapoosa back across central Chambers and back up to the Randolph County line. Things will start improving in Bacon Level and Rock Mills and Roanoke within the next few minutes. Yeah, heads up, LaGrange. I mean, this stuff's over there in Chambers. It's coming toward you. I'm going to put the radar in motion so you guys can kind of see the direction this thing's moving. And I'm going to step aside and take a break for just a second. I'm going to leave the radar up. I'm going to take a break for just a second, and I'll be right back, and we'll continue with our live coverage here on Dr. Don's Weather.
You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wadowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wadowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wadowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wadowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wadowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State.
All right, folks, Dr. Don back in here with you on your Saturday evening as we continue to watch showers and thunderstorms move through the area. A big storm moving down through Chambers County. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning now for portions of Tallapoosa down into southern areas of Chambers County. I'll hang on a second. I'm doing multiple things here at the same time. Okay. I'm having to take care of some things up here at the same time. So yeah, let's bring this current and stop it, and I'll give you a quick update. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Troup County. LaGrange, you're still good. You've got a heavy cell to the north of you and to the west of you. The heaviest part of this is going to be over in West Troup County, I think. LaGrange, you're going to get some rain out of it, but the severe part of this is going to be along the leading edge of this, right over West Point Lake, stretching back to Lafayette, and then back over into extreme eastern Tallapoosa County. And it's moving to the south. So they have now included all of Chambers, the central and southern parts of Chambers. This does not include Lee County at the moment, but that could change. And Randolph County, you're in much better place than you were just a few moments ago. The northern end of this that catches parts of Heard County and northeastern Troup really could be canceled. There's nothing happening up there. Things are clearing up nicely up there in Woodland, and I am almost ready to say that you guys are in the clear in Woodland, Alabama for tonight's Vernfest. There's nothing taking place north of the I-20 corridor. We still have a little bit of rain over in Clay, but that's moving more south now than east. So I am just about ready to give you the all clear up in Woodland, Alabama to rock on with Billy Dean and have a good time up there tonight at Warren Sewell Field. That's going to be a great concert. But we still have that big nasty down here in Chambers County and barely touching portions of Tallapoosa as well. And all of that is sliding off to the southeast. So you guys were talking earlier. I was talking earlier about how ominous this the leading edge of this storm is going to look when it moves through your area. Here's a shot down there at Robinson's RV place down in Chambers County. down in northern Chambers County, right off of Highway 431 going back toward Roxton and going back toward LaGrange, I should say. And you can see how that leading edge of the cloud is just ominous looking. It's rolling, too, as it's moving toward you. Thank you, Dana, for sending in that photograph. I appreciate it. And we would love to get more photographs from you folks out there. And then look at this shot from downtown Atlanta. This is the shelf cloud as it moved through downtown Atlanta about an hour and a half ago. A severe thunderstorm warning was in place at that time, and that was a nasty looking, that's a shelf cloud. That's what that is. It's just the leading edge of the thunderstorm. You typically have a pretty good gust front associated with it, and it looks really nasty when it's headed toward you. It's a real low hanging cloud. And yeah, so there's a good shot from Atlanta, Georgia this afternoon of the leading edge of that thunderstorm, the shelf cloud that came down through Alabama and Georgia. Jennifer says State Line Road is just awful. LaGrange getting wind now. You will get some wind gust out of this, but I'm pretty certain here that the severe part of this storm is going to be down on the south end. Let me just kind of put the telestrator on for you, and I'll show you where I think the worst of this storm is taking place right now. It's going to be along that line I just drew on the screen. No question, you got some wind right here, LaGrange, and that is coming directly at you. But the bulk of this storm is going to be over here on West Point Lake, back to Lafayette, and then back into Tallapoosa County. Dark and windy in downtown Hughley. It's coming to you, Hughley. There you are right there. And you can see just to your north, you got that big thunderstorm cloud coming at you. If you look back up toward that storm, Hughley, you're probably going to see something that looks very, very similar to that. That's what you would be looking at. No reason to be scared, Molly. I actually have not seen any reports of damage anywhere. So hopefully this is one of those situations where the bark is a whole lot worse than the bite. And we finally have reports that we have some rain in LaGrange now. Again, if you're just joining us, we're covering severe weather this afternoon for mainly now just one severe thunderstorm across East Alabama, stretching barely over into Georgia. Real heavy rainfall headed toward West Point down there around the Kia plant. And then on the west side of the storm, right inside Tallapoosa County, it's really strong there as well. But things are improving in Randolph County. I mean, you probably have some blue skies up in Woodland. Let me turn the, well, maybe not just yet. There's certainly breaks in the clouds up there. There you go. The rain is now to your south. We still see a few clouds in the area, but the sun should be shining right over Woodland right now, where the Vern Fest 2023 will be taking place at 7 o'clock tonight. And we have a special weather statement covering this entire blob of mess back over here to the west. And this is going to run right down 280. Places raining right now in places like Sylacauga, and then back toward Highway 31 near Clanton. This is up there, the Birmingham metro area, and you see those gust fronts out there ahead of the storm. And all of that's moving to the east-southeast. That's going to probably make it eventually down into southern Tallapoosa. You haven't had a whole lot going on down there today around Reeltown and down around Tallahassee. But this stuff is probably going to move in that direction. It may even make it over here into extreme western Lee County as well. Now, we got a lot of storms from Columbus back to Union Springs and south, and even down into southwest Georgia. Some pretty big storms down there around Americus, just north of Dawson, Georgia, northwest of Albany. Some big storms moving east-southeast. Heads up down there in the Dougherty County area this afternoon. Got a brand new 70-inch hanging on the wall down there. We certainly don't want lightning to get a hold of it. No, Betty, I don't think so. I think this is it for today for Roanoke. I think this is it. I think it will be a storm-free evening now for Heard, Carroll, Cleburne, Calhoun, Talladega, Clay, Randolph. And as soon as this stuff sinks to the south and gets out of Chambers, I think we're looking at a nice evening across Chambers and Troup County as well. There's nothing else behind it. When I zoom out, you can see to the north. There's just nothing else out there. When I put it in motion, you can clearly see that all of this stuff is moving to the east-southeast. A little bit of a cloud deck out there right behind the line, but look up here around Coleman and Huntsville. There's not a cloud in the sky. And all of that will be moving to the southeast. New severe thunderstorm warning, which does catch LaGrange and to the south down there into Harris County. So heads up Harris County. You just went under a severe thunderstorm warning. All right, so we've just lost power in LaGrange. Also have hail in LaGrange. And we are showing a couple of little bitty areas up here on the north side of town where we could have some hail taking place there, no question. Right there along 219. Yeah, I'm still here with you guys. I'm just looking around at some different information. Newnan, Georgia. We're eating at Texas Roadhouse and waiting for a table. Oh, that would be pretty good right now. So Newnan, you're good, man. Look, that'd be a good night to eat a steak at the Texas Roadhouse. Nah, no problems whatsoever up there in Newnan. Enjoy that steak. Let's see. No, I believe it's Longhorns that has the Parmesan crusted topping to put. Oh my goodness. Whew, we may have to go to Longhorns here in a minute. Got my mouth watering. I love it. Lots of tree damage on Piedmont Highway about 2 miles from the Georgia line. Roads were impassable for about an hour. It got nasty and got nasty fast. Lines down, trees snapped in half, hail hitting the truck. It was rough. That was from Shane Gullidge. I appreciate that report, Shane. Look at you, Amber. That's right. Good food. LaGrange, you got that heavy storm right on top of you right now, and that's going to continue moving off to the southeast. You've got torrential rainfall happening right on top of LaGrange. Had a report of hail there just a few moments ago as well. Me and producer Tracy may have to take a ride to Longhorns tomorrow. Y'all done got me started. Not sure where that's from, but there's another look at the shelf cloud. It's in East Alabama or West Georgia. But just another look at how nasty looking these storms are this afternoon. Charlie sent us that photograph. I've got a pretty funny video I want to show you too. Check out the ducks. The ducks are high and dry, and there goes the tote basket. I guess it was a tote basket. That's what it looked like. If I can run that again for you. Ducks just standing there watching it go by. That came from Jesse Melson. And this is a photograph in LaGrange when the shelf cloud started moving into the LaGrange area. We can blow that up for you a little bit. There you go. See that a little bit better. Wow, here's a good one. This is the shelf cloud when it came through Bremen, Georgia. You can see it right there. That's probably the best photograph we've had all day long, other than the one from Atlanta. That was pretty cool. But you can see right there, that's the shelf cloud as it came through Bremen, Georgia. There's another look from Bremen right there. No, Jennifer, I think you're asking if these storms over on the left of your screen, if they're going to be coming right through the same areas where we have storms right now. The answer to that is no. They're going to be moving more to the southeast. Now you can kind of see, it looks like they're moving east, but there's more of a southeast component to it. They could end up over in Alexander City, and it's possible that some of it could end up in Chambers County, but I think it's going to be more of a along and parallel to the 280 corridor. It may cross over 280 somewhere around Elliott City or Dadeville for a little ways, but it certainly isn't going to make it up into Clay, and it certainly isn't going to make it up into Randolph. I think parts of Tallapoosa, maybe from the central section south, and southern Chambers could conceivably get some of that, but for the most part, it's going to be moving southeast. There's a tree down in Cedartown, got up on got the power lines pushed almost all the way to the ground. If you're just joining us, we're watching severe thunderstorms move through East Alabama and West Georgia. The storms have pretty much are confined to Troup and Chambers County at the moment. That's where our two severe thunderstorm warnings are. And it's primarily southern Chambers County and from about LaGrange south in Troup. Got a really obvious gust front running out ahead of these storms this afternoon. So places where it's not raining, I might get kind of windy there for a few minutes. We just had one gust front move through Auburn. Another one is moving through Eclectic at the moment. And then we have a special weather statement for this area that's over in Coosa County, from about Sylacauga down to Rockford. And that's moving somewhere between east and southeast. Could end up bringing some more rain over here to Alexander City. But I don't see it making it up into Clay. I don't see it making it into Randolph. And everybody up in Talladega County is good. Heard County is good. Carroll County is good. And there's the big picture this afternoon. Just a mess. Let's take a look at the southern end of Chambers. Heavy rain down there in Valley, Lynette, Hughley, Casita, West Point, out there at the Kia plant, Lafayette. All this is headed to the southeast. Heads up Lake Harding. Over here on I-185 at 315, 103 back toward Hamilton, Pine Mountain, heads up Harris County. This is going to be a strong thunderstorm moving into your area. And now Harris County has gone under a severe thunderstorm warning right there at the end of the loop. They just issued it, and there it is. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Meriwether County, southern Troup, and Harris County until 7:45. This is going to be for damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and 3/4 inch sized hail. Yeah, that power, probably the power flicker in Opelika is probably from the gust front that just came through. That's a pretty good looking gust front. You see it right there. It's actually showing some reflectivity in the gust front itself. So that's an indication of a pretty strong gust front. All right, folks, so here is the idea. This is what we're going to do. It is 6:22 Central. Coming up at 6:30, we are going to end our wall-to-wall coverage. I mean, we'll continue to watch this, and if something were to change, then we'll come right back and continue with our live coverage. But coming up at 6:30, we're going to end our live wall-to-wall coverage and just do special coverage as needed. But I'll tell you and give you a heads up, you folks down in southern Chambers County, northern Lee County, this line of thunderstorms is moving in your general direction, and then Tallapoosa County. From Alexander City down 280, I think, is where the majority of this next system is going to run. Right now, you have a special weather statement. We do not have a severe thunderstorm warning for that part of the storm, but that could change. If you're north, if you're up in Clay County, if you're anywhere from Lafayette north in Chambers County, if you're up there on the north end of Troup, if you're anywhere in Heard County, Randolph County, Cleburne, Calhoun, Carroll, you're fine. Your storminess is over with for the evening. And I don't see a problem in the world with getting the Vern Fest underway, and I think underway on time. Up there at Warren Sewell Field in Woodland, Alabama. Billy Dean's in concert tonight, along with special guest Callie Knight, Adam Gosden, and Gerald Murray. So I hope you guys who bought tickets and those of you who are going to buy tickets at the gate have already started making your way to Woodland to have a good time up there tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun with Billy Dean in concert in Woodland, Alabama tonight. Again, folks, I'd like to thank all the folks who make all of this possible. We really do appreciate Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. They came on board with us today. Today was their first day of being with us here on Dr. Don's Weather, and we appreciate them. We've been really wanting to get Boondocks on here for a long time, and they finally decided to do it. And we're going to be looking at the possibilities of putting together a Dr. Don Fest or Dr. Don something at Boondocks up there in Wedowee coming up in the not too distant future. We're thinking about how we can do that, and we put all that together. We'll let you know about it, and everybody across East Alabama and West Georgia can meet me up there at Boondocks and enjoy a delicious supper and have a good time with us and fellowship a little bit. Meanwhile, though, be sure and check them out. If you're having a family gathering or you need to buy some large quantity of food, you can do that. They have family packs. Just give them a call at 256-357-4039. They got barbecue. They have chicken. They have pork. They've got beef. They've got all the trimmings to go along with it, all kind of delicious stuff. And, of course, they've got that ice cream. Give them a call. And my friend down at the venue at 5 Points Farms, and give them a call at 334-864-0087. If you have a special event or a wedding coming up, Mr. Jeff Monroe, Mr. Jeff and Cindy are the two to get in contact with at the venue at 5 Points, at 5 Points Farms down in Chambers County. Of course, Southern Union State Community College and our good friend Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. All these folks are major supporters of ours here at Dr. Don's Weather, and we have a lot of other folks too, and we'll announce those in just a few moments when we step aside for a few minutes. And we'd like to thank everybody that supports us, and if you own a business and would like to be a partner with us here on Dr. Don's Weather, all you got to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started by the time we do our very next weather forecast. Is Roanoke in the clear now? You better believe it. All is well in Roanoke, Alabama. And should not have any more problems tonight, Miss Teresa. Should be a nice Saturday evening for you. All right, folks, I'm going to step aside. Like I said, I'll still continue to watch things very closely. We do have severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Harris and Southern Troop. I think we just lost the severe thunderstorm warning for Chambers. We did. So the severe thunderstorm warning for Chambers has been canceled. That storm is now below severe limits. So the only warning we've got is for Southern Troop County and down in Harris County. Though I'll tell you, Alexander City, this is a nasty-looking storm coming at you from the west over here, and they just issued a special weather statement for Tallapoosa County, which does cover Alexander City. If that were to go to severe status, I'll be right back with you here on Dr. Don's Weather. We appreciate you folks tuning in, and watching us here this evening.
This has been severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery in Wedowee, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and the venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. We will continue to monitor weather conditions and return with the latest information as conditions warrant. This is Dr. Don's Weather.